Dhamma Siyaso, O Namo Nanjashi, Namo So Shi, Namo Dhamma Siyaso. 本藏具觉那祖力求那拉将就巴诺那列将就解他给军业级别从南地罗拉本杰上给罗马修藏具觉那祖力求那拉将就巴诺那列将就解他给军业级别从南地罗拉本杰上给罗马修藏具觉那祖力求那拉将就巴诺那列将就解他给军业级别从南地罗拉本杰上给罗马 所行深深的多长，最好的是理解解法的上天经常给解，他平常当先到解法说也，我若让他们到了刚才呀那样，我里面去的。 马西巴当地目前直接就把你给我这个那个过去你把地方一个一直叫不就直接就把你给我的第一就给我推出说的你这么连不提就连不到个时候我在心里把妈妈来心里面说我都是那个节点强迫不认识。
Please adjust your sitting posture according to the 7 meditative postures of Vairocana. Think, all sentient beings have been my mothers. All sentient beings have been my mothers, not just once, but for numberless times. All sentient beings are as kind as my mother in this life. Even though all kind mother sentient beings want happiness and do not want even a small suffering, however, due to engaging wrongly with objects of adoptions and abandonment, they do not experience any happiness but suffering. In our minds, sincerely generate loving kindness towards all kind mother sentient beings by thinking, how nice it would be if all kind mother sentient beings would have excellent happiness and the causes of excellent happiness that are virtues. May they have excellent happiness and its causes. I'll cause them to have excellent happiness and its causes. Lama deity, please bless me to be able to do so. Next, we generate compassion towards all suffering mother sentient beings by thinking, how nice it would be if the bodies of all suffering mother sentient beings were free from the entire class discordant with accomplishing virtue, such as pain, sickness, and harm caused by 4 elements. May their bodies be free from the discordant class. Or free their bodies from discordant class. Lama deity, please bless me to be able to do so. How nice it would be if the minds of all suffering mother sentient beings were free from the entire class, in accordance with accomplishing virtue, such as the sufferings of fear and all coarse and subtle negative discursive thoughts. May their minds be free from the discordant class. I'll free their minds from the discordant class. Lama deity, please bless me to be able to do so.
Hey, just the one that you wonder how to do it. So I'm not getting about
How nice it would be if the speech of all suffering mother sentient beings were free from the entire class, discordant with accomplishing virtue, such as lying and all coarse and subtle negative speech. May their speech be free from the discordant class. I will free their speech from the discordant class. Lama deity, please bless me to be able to do so.
He was doing that, he didn't wonder if most of you talk from the top of the
How nice it would be if the three doors of all suffering mother sentient beings were free from the entire class, discordant with accomplishing virtue. May their three doors be free from the discordant class. I'll free their three doors from the discordant class. Lama deity, please bless me to be able to do so.
이제 동안에 시리게다 탐치 교회다 내지 좀 후와다 타나 좀 저와 지게 저와가 비셔 디다시는 너만은 신기도 됐어. 어두스네 가지고.
How nice it would be if all mother sentient beings were free from all suffering and the causes of suffering that are non-virtues. May they be free from all suffering and its causes. Our freedom from all suffering and its causes. Lama deity, please bless me to be able to do so.
이제 동안에 시리게다 탐치 고아된 예수도 동안에 둘이 무슨가 보고 냐라나 버때 대디네 가서 양다 봐도 상지 공부하는 거네. 내가 왜 이거 싫어요? 양다 봐도 생각이 그래서 통지적으로 상지 공부하는 거지 좀 더 봐서 그래서 내가 지금 change 보이스.
Next, we generate bodhicitta. First, we ask ourselves, who should take the responsibility to free all mother sentient beings from the sufferings of samsara and lower realms? I should take the responsibility to free all mother sentient beings from the sufferings of samsara and lower realms. Even though I should take the responsibility, I do not have the ability to place them in the state of perfect, complete enlightenment now. Who has such abilities? Only those who have achieved the state of perfect, complete enlightenment, the abilities to do so. Therefore, for the sake of all mother sentient beings, by all means, I will achieve the precious state of enlightenment.
就是世界长期待在上去公布到了下，那里面的身份证吧的，那个人看得意结果，这个他妈进来就，那个结果，我们那个身份证的这个太当的强力是，那个人看得意结果对一点，逻辑感这样，他们进来就是就是那个这他们研究的时间意思。
Next, we generate all-encompassing yoga mind, the aspiring conventional bodhicitta that thinks, for the sake of all mother sentient beings, I will achieve the state of enlightenment. Is transformed into the aspect of a complete mundis at one's heart.
那也就是，哪怕你让你就我记得住呢，吃他的点就记得住，他的点就记得住呢，打开了嘛，天那个，让我们就到经济起来就，说天到你的能系统出色吧，来马上把它准备进来，哪怕你让你记得住我们的，我们的就是什么意思？
Next, we meditate on emptiness for a short while. The self and the aggregates do not exist as inherently one. If they were inherently one, they would necessarily establish as less one. If they were partless one, there would be faults. The self is, it would be pointless to assert a self. Self would be many. Self would arise and disintegrate. It would be unreasonable to remember past lives. What one has done would be wasted. One would meet with karma that one has not done. Therefore, the self and the aggregates do not exist as inherently one. The self and the aggregates do not exist as inherently different. If they were inherently different, they would necessarily establish as unrelatedly others. Therefore, the self and the aggregates do not exist as inherently different. Thus, is empty of inherent existence. As I always say, it's very important to conjoin the roots of virtue of our three doors with the practice of six perfections. Thus, to conjoin these roots of virtue with the practice of six perfections. The first one is generosity. The nature of generosity is an intention of giving. These 2 hours of listening, contemplating, and meditating on the Dharma is for this. It's for purifying suffering, and for the arising of happiness of all sentient beings. If I engage in this manner, then these roots of virtue will be conjoined with the practice of generosity. Next is morality. The nature of morality is a mind of abandonment. During these 2 hours of listening, contemplating, and meditating on the Dharma, I will properly abandon my physical and verbal misdeeds without letting them manifest. If I engage in this manner, then these roots of virtue will conjoin with the practice of morality. Next is patience. The nature of patience is an undisturbed mind. During these 2 hours of listening, contemplating, and meditating on the Dharma, I will patiently accept any physical or mental hardships and suffering. If I engage in this manner, then these roots of virtue will be conjoined with the practice of patience. Next is joyous effort. The nature of joyous effort is a mind enthusiastic for virtue. I will joyfully and enthusiastically engage in listening, contemplation, and meditation on the Dharma. If I engage in this way, then these roots of virtue will be conjoined with the practice of joyous effort. Next is concentration. The nature of concentration is a mind that single-pointedly abides on virtuous object. I will single-pointedly focus my mind on the virtuous objects of listening, contemplating, and meditating on the Dharma. If I engage in this way, then these roots of virtue will be conjoined with the practice of concentration. The last one is wisdom. The nature of wisdom is a knower that thoroughly distinguishes phenomena. I will properly and unmistakenly understand the words and meanings of the Dharma that I listen to, contemplate, and meditate on. If I engage in this manner, then these roots of virtue will be conjoined with the practice of wisdom. Set a good motivation. For the sake of all mother sentient beings, I will achieve the state of enlightenment. For these, I will listen to the holy teaching and practice accordingly in order to benefit sentient beings. So previously, we have given brief introductions on the seven Vajra light points. So, and we also talk about each of these Vajra light points is divided into two, the ultimate and the conventional one. So today, we are going to talk about definitive enumerations of seven. So as it says, definitive enumerations as seven. More than 7 points would be unnecessary, and less than that would not suffice, as the cause and effect relationship is fulfilled by exactly these seven. So regarding these 7 points, so in order to achieve the state of enlightenment, more than 7 would be unnecessary, and less than 7 would not suffice. So would not suffice means that it would not inclusive. So and the cause and effect relationship or the connections of cause and effect is fulfilled by exactly these seven. So the great Lama Lotsawa gave two explanations for this. One from the perspective of the wheel of non-abiding nirvana, and another from the perspective of the wheel of jewels. So Gyaltsab explains that, or gives a commentary, explains that. So according to these two types of explanations, then the explanations is following the second one, from the perspective of the wheel of jewels. Debuti kunchu sumla changi gire. Debuti kunchu So we are not going to talk about the one from the perspective of the wheel of non-abiding nirvana. So we are going to talk about the one from the perspective of the explanations of the wheel of jewels. The second one, the perspective of the wheel of jewels. So in this explanation, the ultimate three jewels are one's resultant objects of attainment. So it means that the result are the three jewels and consists precisely of the two aims. And I will explain the reason establishing this further on. So then we talk about the two kinds of causes for establishing the three resultant jewels, the three results, which are the three jewels. So there are two causes. One is the substantial causes, and another one is cooperative condition. So the first is the basic element. So the substantial cause is the basic element, and the cooperative conditions. So there are three. So the enlightenment, the quality, and also enlightened activities.
그리고 다가다 주들랑 가서 니네들 이제 니에스 니 기대서 나도와 예 강연 우리 예시 지구로와 나 되게 된다도 막 간다 그래서 컴디 디스크 시오래 도와 저 니네라 예 컴디라 간다 디시고로와 엄마가 집이 되기는 딱 카랑 이제 넘버 타바지 마지와 이나 로비지 투미 넘버 타바 티비 디샤지 좀 해봐 이나 그저 이제 세라 니네들 스탑 예스타 니네 컴디라 니네들 아주 된다 이제부터 도시 시험 아 띵이 비차네 아 니네들 다바래 셈바래 마도 맞아 니네서 와서 나지 나지 가서 진짜 나자데 니네서 와서 제자데 지지 주의체니 제자는 레비체니스 된다 되시고로 와 얘기해줘도 말했어 그러와 맞아 간다 이리와 주 샤브에 주지 와 homem 가서 니네 줄라 샤바 와 니네 줄라 샤바데 방에 무슨 뭐게 이 시다 지 시다 와 내가 때는 난 집이 그거게 더 좋아 근데 차는 가서 니네 제 샤바
이번 consume 토토 말이에요.
내가 때는 더 좋아 예지 시 시인비 차네 내가다 니네 샤바를 내모도 맞아 나지 근데 나한테 이시 주의 진이 계장 집 진이 이제 시고 말 예시바이나 그거
So there are two causes for establishing the the results, which are the three jewels. So the two causes are substantial causes and cooperative condition. So the first, which is the substantial cause, is the basic element. So we talk about the basic element is the substantial cause. So the basic element is the suchness with defilement in the mind of the sentient being. So if the basic element were not naturally pure, then the purifications of adventitious defilements, in other words, is the purity of adventitious defilements would be untenable. So this indispensable reason for enlightenment is a substantial cause, merely by name, and not an actual generating cause. So when we talk about this, the basic element, the substantial cause, then we talk about these basic elements is perceived from the perspective of being a foundation or being a support with that attains the result, which is the three jewels. So these basic elements is posited as a substantial cause from the perspective of being a foundation or being a support that acts to attain or that attains the result, the three jewels. So we in general we do talk about that which is produced and that which produces. So that which is produced is the definitions of result, and that which produces is the definitions of cause. However, this is not posited in this context or from this perspective. It is posited from the perspective of being a foundation or a support that attains the result, the three jewels.
那南京我的接下来这些什么理解了嘛？小伙子，那就看谁我的理解成为嘛的哇，理解成为嘛的，看这那写的还是看的，他这个工作什么的，因为年龄的写吧，年龄的写的学也是年龄的这样的学，哇，年龄是啥子？年龄的写是话的，他这工作什么的，因为学，哇，年龄的写也是看的哇，年龄的写也是看的，
年龄几？
哦，年龄的写的，他这个工作是因为学，我的。你点了点，这刚才他都工作是错误的，是那个地方啊，你点了点。 年龄的些的平时的说，年龄些，那这两的年龄是呢，一些的过过的话，年龄说的一些这些是就年龄接上这不是呢，两的用到的我说觉得觉得这不是的我说理解了嘛家嘛都大把的来挣多有嘛哇，但那我说看的别就当大把的话，大把说啥，我说等等的他对我就是不的我说对了，年龄的些的他都跟这不跟就是这样的系列也是，跟重要的系列，以前的那年龄的些话也是，是吧？人家都给讲完了，靠电麻将吧，呢，他都跟这个工作是普通话的生活话，看到，我就今天麻将吧，呢，他都跟普通话的是，人家说上啊的系列也是，年龄的些就这个。
So we talk about this basic element as the substantial cause. So they are it is posited from the perspective of being a foundation or a support that attains the result or that produce the result, which is the ultimate three jewels. So in other way of saying this basic element is the foundation to give rise to the result, the ultimate three jewels. So the result three jewels is attained based on this foundation, which is the basic element. So, and this, so in general, we do talk about that which is produced and that which produces, right? So that which is produced is a definitions of result, and that which produces is the definitions of cause. And these common explanations of cause and effect is applicable to compounded is only applicable to compounded and is not applicable to permanent. So, and since this basic element is uncompounded, therefore this this the position. So this basic element is being posited as the substantial cause is not posited in this context. In this context of cause, in the common explanations of cause and result, because it's only applicable to compounded phenomena. So if we do not purify this basic element, the basic element that is together with defilements, then we will not be able to attain the ultimate three jewels.
我觉得，那当然啊，说看不清楚啊，你的这些的，那你把人的世界是不能多啊，那人的世界的，按照现在的就是你强求的有点的出来的哇，现在的就是你强求的有点出来的，那刚才前面把这个上天的最近可能来把过了，对的是了哇，最近可能来把过的，那让这些什么，谁把讲你细节，他看的细节也是谁个也是哇，也是哇，啊，他讲的对。他点到新看到第几期个俺嘛的，第几期个俺嘛这个，上去人家出来送年的是吧？上去的人家出来送年的是吧？年的那时候他家去，他去送到这个去的，就是我们代码也是，
第几期个啱啊？
第几个俺嘛这个，那帮助人家，我在新
嗯
是吧？那行，
第几期个啱啊？
上去的人家出来送年的，那送年的，那时候他家去哇。사바다 자치와다 다시 선동들이 최소한도 때 그와
사바단 사바단 개치
자치 최소한도 때 그와 최소한도 때 최초 때만 될라기네 한지지 좀 세리스는 좀 세세와데 좋아한다와 한지지 칸세니 군조소 토브리 예스 한지 칸세니 칸야 편이 군조소 토브와 한지 칸세 군조소 토브리 예스 대기는 얘라야 이거 대기는 신다 상황 무슨 말이야 와 제가 나시
The cooperative conditions are the enlightenment qualities and activities in the continuum of others. So through other beings becoming fully enlightened and excellently turning the wheel of Dharma, we are able to completely purify the defilements within our own continuum. Therefore, merely those three are the required outer conditions. So as said, the cooperative conditions are the enlightenment qualities and activities in the continuum of others. So through or based on other beings becoming fully enlightened and excellently turning the wheel of Dharma, so we are able to completely purify the defilements within our own continuum. So meaning based on the cái ship ngắm mà sum là nè nè là nè nè cái cầu ngắm mê ngắm mê sum là nè nè tên tên nè rồi ồ nè là nhẹ nè ồ So past Tathāgatas having found the three. So having found the three refers to enlightenment qualities and activities. The past Tathāgatas having found the three, and taught the profound teachings of the teachings of profound and vast, and how to say it awakens the lineage in our own continuum, or it awaken the basic element in our own continuum, then we attain the three jewels. So I repeat. So past Tathāgatas having found the three refers to enlightenment qualities and activities, and taught the teaching of profound and vast. Then through these, based on these, once the basic element is in one's continuum is awakened. So the basic element in one's continuum, or the lineage in one's continuum, is awakened. So awaken also means that it increases, or it awakens. Awakens is the word. So the basic element or the lineage in one's continuum is awakened, and then we attain the state of we attain the three jewels. So the past Tathāgatas having found the three enlightenment qualities and activities, and taught the teachings of profound and vast, and the basic element or the lineage in one's continuum is awakened, and then one will attain the three jewels. So the come with So the explanations was on these paragraphs talking about the cooperative conditions. So to explain this in other words is the past Tathāgatas having attained enlightenment and attain in their continua the 64 qualities. So 64 qualities, as I have mentioned it before, Yunden Chuchu Sashi de Jewi Yunden de Jewi Yunden Nama Me Yunden de Jewi Yunden Nama Me Yunden Suni de Yunden Yi de So the 64 qualities, as mentioned before, was just qualities of separation and qualities of fruition. So there are 32 qualities of separation, and there are 32 qualities of fruition. So that makes the 64 qualities. So the past Tathāgatas, having attained the state of, having attained enlightenment and attained in their continual the 64 qualities, and engaged in and uninterruptedly engaged in enlightened activities. So these enlightened activities refer to the activities of the exalted activities of Buddha that benefits disciples. So they engage uninterruptedly in enlightened activities. Then based on these, then the defilements of the basic elements in one's continuum is purified and eventually attain those ultimate three jewels. So that is what it meant by past Tathāgatas having obtained the three and turned the wheel and taught the teaching of the profound and vast, and one's continuum, the basic element or the lineage in one's continuum is awakened, and then one attain the rituals. So this is other way to explain what Vishala has mentioned before. So past Tathāgatas having attained enlightenment and having attained in their continual the 64 qualities, then they engage uninterruptedly in enlightened activities. And based on these, the defilements of one's continuum, the defilements along the basic element together with the defilements, so that defilements is purified, so and then one eventually attain the ultimate three jewels. So regarding the order, so we are going to talk about this later. So and now we are still in the context of the definitive enumerations as 7. So if you talk about when we talk about this, the explanations on order will come later. Don't come So in brief, so far we have talked about the result, which is the object of attainment, is the three jewels, and the substantial cause is the basic element, and the cooperative conditions, there are 3, enlightenment qualities and enlightened activities. So then we come to dispelling doubts. So if one wonders what need there is what need is there to teach three jewels, since it is sufficient to just teach the sole resultant objects of attainment, the Buddha jewel? We will reply that there is no fault in teaching the three jewels. The three resultant refuges are taught by way of three different names, Buddha jewel, Dharma jewel, and etc., to suit the needs of the three types of beings. So the dispelling doubts. So doubts refers to, so if one wonders what need is there to teach the three jewels, why do you teach three jewels? Just teach the resultant objects of attainment, which is the Buddha jewel, is enough. So then the answer is there is no fault in teaching the three jewels. So because the three resultant refuges are taught by way of three different names. So three different names refers to Buddha jewel, Dharma jewel, and Sangha jewel. So these three are refuge. And then they are taught by way of three different names to suit the needs of the three types of beings. So the three types of beings refers to Mahāyāna. So the Mahāyāna lineage beings. So other way of saying this is, in other words, is Mahāyāna lineage bearer. The second one is solitary realizer lineage bearer or lineage beings. And the third one is hearer lineage beings. So in other words, hearer lineage bearer. So in order to suit the needs, meaning that in order to take care of the three lineage bearers, so three lineage bearers, Mahāyāna, solitary realizer, and hearer lineage bearers. So in order to take care of these three lineage bearers, then the three resultant refuges are taught in using three different names.
This one, that of the need to have a thing here, the other magic silver. No, my personata, you just know we are. I hand about to be Sanji, and about to be Sanji, GB General Tandaneva. That Tibetan Buddhism is Machito. Well, Tibetan Buddhism is Machito. We should do Sanji. In this summer, Toby, in the Toby, we don't have Tata Seba. Seba Latagan, in GB General to you. And that has Sandy Chip, and I get it, Chip, or I get it, Jesus, or Chip. Let's see what
you control the demo.
Oh, Chip, let's see what Tama said. Change it in it, that don't want Seba Toby, Loma, and Jib General Tandaneva. And it is Jesus to Chido. Just Jib just number shower. Yes, but then that do it.
How much they can do control?
Oh, how much did we do? When you see now, you're she where she could talk about the Sanji Chibu and people to yes, who got the cars, just got the chicken like this. Carries and the Shanghai to go by the rest of the Sugashala Chibi or Mares, just the Shibu.
So if one has this doubt, that thinking that they just teach the Buddha jewels is enough, there's no need to teach three jewels, then the answer is there's no fault. Then because there is a reason for teaching the three jewels, and the reason is the three resultant refuges that are taught by way of three different names is to take care. So it's for the purpose of taking care of the three lineage bearers or three types of beings. Then it further explains that this is because the three types of beings are as follows. The Mahāyāna lineage beings, or the Mahāyāna lineage bearers, strive for perfect and complete Buddhahood as their resultant refuge. Thus, the Buddha jewel was taught. And in order to take care of solitary realizer lineage beings or lineage bearers who strive for the exhaustions of the sufferings of cyclic existence through the realizations of dependent arising or through realizing interdependence. Thus, the Buddha jewel was taught. The Dharma jewel was taught. Sorry, the second one is Dharma jewel. And the third one is hearer lineage beings or hearer lineage bearers who strive for the state of a learner who has abandoned suffering through the sounds of others in the final part of their existence. So in the final part of their existence or in their final existence, then thus the Sangha jewel was taught. So the first, in relation to the first one, the Buddha jewel was taught. Then in order to take care of solitary realizer lineage bearers, the Dharma jewel was taught. In order to take care of hearer lineage bearers, then the Sangha jewel was taught. the presentations of the three resultant refuges is for the sake of three types of beings or three types of lineage bearers. Second doubt. So if someone raises a doubt, so this is the first doubt, and then the second doubt is here in the second paragraph, says if someone raises a doubt saying if this treatise explains the three resultant jewel of the three types of beings, then it will no longer be a unique Mahāyāna treatise. So this treatise refers to the Sublime Continuum. So it explains the three resultant jewels of the three types of beings, then it will no longer be a Mahāyāna unique Mahāyāna treatise or uncommon Mahāyāna treatise for the attaining the enlightenment of hearers and solitary realizers will also become the treatise ultimate purpose. So there is no such fault. So someone has a doubt, someone has raised a doubt. So if Sublime Continuum explains the three resultant jewels of the three types of beings, then it would no longer be a unique Mahāyāna treatise. Then there is no fault because the final three jewels taught here are all subsumed within the ultimate refuge, the Buddha jewel. So there is no fault because the ultimate or the final three jewels. So the final three jewels refers to the ultimate Buddha jewel, ultimate Dharma jewel, ultimate Sangha jewel. Then all these three final three jewels or the ultimate three jewels are all subsumed within the Buddha jewel, are all subsumed within the ultimate Buddha jewel. So meaning these three Tathāgata is ultimate and Tathāgata is final. So the final three jewels are all subsumed within the ultimate Buddha jewel. So meaning these three final jewels, the final Buddha jewel, final Dharma jewel, the final Sangha jewel are presented or posited only on the Buddha ground. Only posited only on the Buddha grounds, So in other words, means that these final three jewels are Buddha itself. So the final Dharma jewel, final Buddha jewel, final Sangha jewel are Buddha itself.
어디? 자, 다른 어떻게 이거만 가서 와서 군주소变化 그래서 군주소 시부요라 군주소 시부요 다 군주소의 시부리 근데 이제 이거 스테이지 군주소의 사 담보 얘기 군주 사 담보네 로 담보네 집이빠지 군주소의 나도 내지 왕시 이게 얼마 되는 신도와 쇼부 주지는 거 되는 신도와 이거 이거 너도 돼 되는 신도 근데 주라만 값은 간다 뭐 스테이지 군주 사 담보 얘기 좀 와서 제가 예세와 사 담보네 사 담보 간다 사 담보 저 찾아라 그 대기 사 담보 얘기 사 담보 얘기 사 담보 그런 겐디고 찾아라 도와 겐디고 찾아라 당가서
안 보이나?
사 담보 당가서 산지 군주를 저거 막 따봐라 도와 도와 맞아 사 제바 산지 군주 따봐라 사 제바 산지 군주 따봐 사 제바 그래서 막 간서 산지 군주 따봐라 산지 군주 원에 저거 막 와.
사탐보 바로.
어다 사탐보이나 사제바이나 사탐보이나 주바이나 그래서 막 산지군주 따바래 막 산지군주 뭐 정요 와 산지군주 뭐 저거 나 단단히 가서 군주서 뭐에서 떼야 이제 가서 군주서 사탐보 인치지 왕도 신에 떼야돼 사탐보는 주의바지 가서 군주대 가도 군주서 두 왕도 신에 네 그래서 제가 가도 군주서 두야 와 가도 군주서 두야 쳐다 나한테 뇌지 왕도 신에 가도 군주서 두야게 내지 왕도 신에 그래서 부모님 집이 바지 군주들 제가 가도 군주서 두기 왕도 신에 말이에요.
타도 고주 좀 두야게 체도.
두야게 체도 가서 사탐보에 주바바지 간다 군주서 그때 말이에요. 군주 신에 말이에요.
담보니 주어봐도 고주 좀 때마.
군주 때 말이에요. 군주 근데 줄라면 이거 군주들 사탐보 인치 정도 제 말이에요. 사탐보를 와 사탐보를 주바바서 와 간다. 와서 담을 집이 봐 때문에 그때야 가서나 가지고 군주 선도 두야시 가지고 군주 선도 도야라 되는 말이 뭐지 군주 사 담을 때 군주 선도 와 사담보이 지 다치 군주 민디 군주 서림바지도 다 산지 군주 따바 말은 세면에 봐 요마려와 어디지 마지 ton도 와 해때야데 이라메 가서 무슨 군주 때 군주선도 시야데 사담보이 인지 원도시네 사담보는 집이 봐 군주선 하도 군주선 두야시 하도 군주선 두야시로 니지 원도시네 딱 하나 시야 봐 해서 이제 시고야 이제
Then in summary, the jewels explicitly taught here in the Sublime Continuum are from the point of view of the first ground and upwards. And as the jewels from the first to the 10th ground are presented in the context of attaining the final three jewels, there is no subsequent fault that this treatise is common to practitioners of all vehicles. So meaning, the jewels explicitly taught here are from the first ground onwards, as it says here. So from the points of view of first ground and onwards. So even the Buddha jewel on the first ground, even the Buddha jewel on the 8th ground, or even on the 10th ground, the Buddha jewel presented on that particular ground is an imputed Buddha jewel, is not an actual Buddha jewel. So like for example, the Buddha jewel on the first ground, then that Buddha jewel presented is an imputed Buddha jewel, not an actual Buddha jewel. So then why does then the purpose of teaching the teaching jewels on from the first ground up to the 10 grounds is in order to attain the final three jewels. So in order to here he says, so and as the jewels from the first to the 10 grounds are presented in the context of attaining the final three jewels, so the jewels that presented on from the first up to the 10th grounds are for the sake of attaining the final three jewels. So this is the purpose.
어디에 간다. 오다 가서 군주도 막 시에 됐어. 나도 얼마 가서 들려보다다. 다 간다 당원에 단에 가서 산지 취소 간다 산지 인정실에 좀 담아서 되마데 다 간다 좋아 그걸 막 내가 되게 좋아 다 뭐해서 하여튼 고는 취사를 좋아 모두 취사를 다 된다 양자 맞지 지금 맞지 가듯이 그러면서 고는 진도서 좋아 다 간다 그 순기 뒤에 산지 때 같이 좀 로드 버스 때서 지금 맞는 게 뭐야 무슨 같이 된사람 되는 간다 해서 좋아 간다 된 맛이오디 다 된다 되는 무슨 해서 어떻게 다시 취사를 돼 무슨 뒤에 산지 뒤뒤주면 뭐 봐도 많이 뒤에 출근죠 그같이 법이 속에 있는 군조 손지 내가 다도 도저히 저밖에 정말 집에 힘이 생기 되는 이제 이제 지로 비비지 관디 힘이 뭐 내가 다시 bomba도 힘이 되지 relative to 남이 이제 야다고 이 어디와 어디 로지션 같이 취사하다 내가 정말 대한 시 비디시를 와
So then we come to the meaning of the branches, then the root verse and commentary, then the root verse, then again divided into, there are two divisions, and the first one is identifying the entities of the 7 Vajra points, and the second one is enumerations of 7. Then the first subdivision is identifying the entities. So these 7 Vajra points, we talk about these 7 Vajra points in first class. So to go through these briefly, so what these 7 Vajra points are? Then the 7 Vajra points are Buddha, Dharma, assembly, basic element, enlightenment, excellent quality, and finally enlightened activities. So these are the 7. Then this passage reveals that which is Buddha included within the 3 Buddha bodies. So here, then this talks about this. So this paragraph talks about these 7 Vajra points. So that that which is a Buddha included within the 3 Buddha bodies, Dharma jewels included within 2 paths and 2 cessations, and the assembly of Mahāyāna superiors or Mahāyāna Aryas is included within the Sangha jewels. Then these 3, the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha jewel, then shows us our temporary and ultimate objects of refuge. And the following 4 are treated as their causes. The Tathāgata essence, the basic element, which includes the suchness with defilement and the potential that exists in sentient beings' mind to produce supramundane qualities. The enlightenment that consists of the ultimate transformations of exalted wisdom and abandonments, the qualities of separation and fruition relating to enlightenment, and the enlightened activities of perfect and complete Buddhas. So basically, these paragraphs talks about Buddha, Dharma, assembly is Sangha. Then the basic element is the suchness with defilements. Then enlightenment qualities and enlightened activities. So we are talking about these 7 points. So the 7 points are Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, basic element, enlightenment, qualities, Buddha. So we are going to talk about the entity of Buddha, or the entity or the definitions of a Buddha jewel, and also its qualities. So then, as we go through these texts, then we will also come across this verse that talks about this Buddha jewel. So since we are introducing, since we are identifying the entities of Buddha jewel, so here I will talk about it as well. The verse that we will come across later. Yeah. So, and each of these jewels and can be divided into two, right? Let's say that the 7 points can be divided into because ne tuyun je yang di ni di ye wa yo lo ne tuyun lo that's right ne tuyun lo that's all. So there are 7 points, and each of these points is divided into two: the ultimate and conventional. So these we have already talked about last week. So to talk about Buddha jewel, then the first one is the definitions of a Buddha jewel. To identify a Buddha jewel, then first we talk about definitions of a Buddha jewel. So you can say that it is the definition of a Buddha jewel. You can say that it is the entity of a Buddha jewel as well. So the definition of a Buddha jewel is an ultimate object of refuge that possesses 8 qualities, such as being uncompounded. I repeat, an ultimate object of refuge that possesses 8 qualities, such as being uncompounded. So this is, you can say that this is the definitions, or you can say that this is the entities of a Buddha jewel. And later we are going to talk about the divisions of Buddha jewel as well. So then when this Buddha jewel is divided, there are two. So conventional Buddha jewel and ultimate Buddha jewel. So the first conventional Buddha jewel, for instance, the two form bodies, is the two form bodies. So the two form bodies refers to the Nirvana Kaya and Sambhoga Kaya. So the emanation body and enjoyment body. So the two form bodies are Nirvana Kaya in English is emanation body, and enjoyment body in the second one is enjoyment body, in Sanskrit is Sambhoga Kaya. Then the second one, ultimate Buddha jewel. So the ultimate Buddha jewel, for instance, are the two truth bodies. So the truth bodies, the first one is nature truth body, and the second one is the wisdom truth body. So in the definitions of a Buddha jewel, we talk about in the definitions of a Buddha jewel, we talk about it is an ultimate object of refuge that possesses 8 qualities, right? So to identify the 8 qualities, then in the Sublime Continuum, which is the text that we are studying, then one of these verse it talks about this. It talks about this. the ultimate. It says the ultimate body is the abode of fulfillment of oneself. The conventional body of the seer is the abode of excellence of others. So you talk about these 8 qualities in this verse that we will come across in the future or in later. So the ultimate body is the abode of fulfillment of oneself. The conventional body of the seer is the abode of excellence for others. So, actually, we have already gone through this. Let me. Yeah, this one. So on page 10, so it says the ultimate body is the abode of fulfillment of oneself, and the conventional body of the seer is the abode of excellence of others. Yeah. So it because 世界第一你点原定给的定有了，那说，So the verse in the Sublime Continuum that indicates the 8 qualities is in this verse. This ultimate body, the ultimate body is a abode of fulfillment of oneself. So in this verse, then it indicates the 8 qualities.
要当不起的话，当不我是经济的找你们吸引的是，当不的经济的找你们吸引的，但别说你我学经济这个人的，在这个点到了来，这个能达到新闻嘛？就那个进度啊，就那个经济的找你们吸引的时候，看到经济的找你们吸引的，经济主要是呢，别说你我学经济这个人的是，对不对？别说你我学经济这个人的，另外按新闻了，那我的机器这，那我都知道你动你把经济方面的电话。经济多明白的对，
可是经济多明白，
经济多明白些，你自己有啊，有啊，我这个点我多啊，现在有的上，他们有的是多，
不是，
就整个什么四点点的多，你嘛是的，经济多，经济多明白些多，这个有的上的多啊，
我明白，考完是考虑定有的，多明白些的。先也
多明白些的，让那些不了，那我的地区这，那我都知道我多明白些，对的。
对啊，的，是的考有那上个的，
现在这我不乱啊。
Okay. So then the 8 qualities. The first one is the quality of being uncompounded, free from production and disintegration. I repeat, a quality of being uncompounded, free from production and disintegration. So it talks about the 8 qualities that the Buddha will possesses. So the first one is the quality of being uncompounded, free from production and disintegration. And the second one is the quality of spontaneous accomplishment, thorough pacifications of exertion. I repeat, quality of spontaneous accomplishment, thorough pacification of exertion. And the third one is quality of being incapable to be realized exactly as it is through the expressive sound and the conceptual thought, just as an appearance to an awareness that takes it as an appearing object. I repeat, the third one, quality of being incapable to be realized exactly as it is through expressive sound and the conceptual thoughts, just as an appearance to an awareness that takes it as an appearing object. So these are the first 3 qualities.
我送过的这个话，习惯的讲的，就到我的今年半千里有那些，自己顺着这个你把电视送，你送东的话，就到啊，这个原的，这样的你们就是自刚送把的点的话，顺着这个你把电视进去，是吧？
这个送吧，可是知道我谈今年被看没原点咯，那的这位原点，
现在他就知道啊。知道啊，现在知道啊的今年把他就清理原点，学了这原点，你原点，也是，当的原点，现在原点，那样子嘛，老远的太多，什么地方的原点就是这里说，
那说，Then the fourth one is quality of exalted knower, wisdom of mode and varieties. Quality of quality of exalted knower of mode and varieties. Then the fifth one is quality of love. The 6 is quality of ability. The 7 is quality of self-benefit. And the last one is quality of others' benefit. So I repeat the fourth one, from the fourth one. So quality of exalted knower of modes and modes of varieties, quality of love, quality of ability, quality of self-benefit, and the last one is quality of others' benefit. So these are the 8 qualities. So these are the 8 qualities that a Buddha jewel possesses. So then if condensed or if summarized, then these 8 qualities can be condensed into 2. So then the way of condensing is the first 3 condensed into the quality of self-benefit. The first 3, the quality of being uncompounded, the quality of spontaneous accomplishment, and quality of being incapable to be realized exactly. And these 3 are included within the quality of self-benefit. And the subsequent 3 refers to the 4th, 5th, and 6th. Then the second 3 or the subsequent 3 are included within the quality of others' benefit. So this is how they are summarized or condensed into just 2.
What teaches Mazata? I was on to go to the Dusima, Take it the children to draw. A children was in a season. The sound of levels of the individual that party in other people. Children the sound of levels of the individual community. The party in other people that was in a season a day and with this law.
So then next one is Dharma jewel. So to identify a Dharma jewel, then we first talk about the definitions for the entity of a Dharma jewel. So the definitions of a Dharma jewel is a completely pure truth in an Arya's continuum that possesses any of the 8 qualities, such as being inconceivable. I repeat, the definitions of a Dharma jewel is a completely pure truth in an Arya's continuum that possesses any of the 8 qualities, such as being inconceivable.
What the children of war, you know? What children do that you what the day you reason is you go in. Do be children, was million. I'm not the Kundu children, so I like to eat them as a teacher to be big in the mother. I'm really the children. No children, the so I like to eat our Kundu children. No one, and I'm children that what did I each other? What did I each other?
So if a Dharma jewel is divided terminologically, then there are 2, conventional Dharma jewel and ultimate Dharma jewel. So this Dharma jewel, if is divided terminologically, then it can be divided into 2, conventional Dharma jewel and ultimate Dharma jewel. So this conventional Dharma jewel, so we have learned that the conventional Dharma jewel, for instance, is the 12 branches of discourses, right? So these 12 branches of discourses is a conventional Dharma jewel and is not the actual Dharma jewel. So because the true path and true cessation are the actual Dharma jewel.
I know the Jugun to the Kanda, you get my share with it. Who was a Julam of Sawadri? Some minute woman for Tassan in the Chunishan. Kanshi Kangi Chatawa, Denisi, in the Chis, Idwa, City Udwa. I think on the channel my ship.
So this is the verse that talks about the eight qualities, uncompounded, effortless, not realized by other conditions, endued with knowledge, kindness, and ability, and endowed with the two welfares is Buddhahood. So this is the verse 1.5, the verse that talks about the eight qualities of a Buddha jewel, and the verse that talks about qualities of a Dharma jewel. Sorry, these are the eight qualities of a Buddha jewel, yeah. And then the verse that talks about the eight qualities of a Dharma jewel is 1 point. Yeah. Yeah. So inconceivable, free from the two, non-conceptual, pure, clear, and of an antidotal class, that which is and that by which there is separation from attachment. The Dharma is endowed with the characteristics of the two truths of cessation and pause. So 1.10. So this verse shows the eight qualities of a Dharma jewel.
That's what Chitawa the Jersey being there. The Medician Nembushi being there. Angela Chaba the Tang, Angi Chaba the Tawashiba, the Landiji in the essay. I indicate Mangama Levi, Tanga the Jelma, one Levi and the Chinorwa, the Andamat Bishichorwa. I indicate the Telecana, you indicate them through.
So then these eight qualities, so if we were to elaborate it, then the first one is quality of being inconceivable as it is to a logician's awareness in four possibilities. I repeat, quality of being inconceivable as it is to a logician's awareness in four possibilities. And the second one is quality of non-existence of karma and afflictions, and quality of non-existence of discursive thoughts of improper mental attention. Free from the sorry. The second one is the quality of non-existence of karma and afflictions. Letting out non-existence of karma. Yeah. Quality of lacking, I think, is better. Quality of lacking karma and afflictions. The second one. Quality of lacking karma and afflictions. And the third one is quality of lacking discursive thoughts of improper mental attention. The third one, quality of lacking discursive thought of improper mental attention. The fourth one, the fourth one is quality of purity of the entity of the path, mixed with obscuration. Quality of purity of the entity of the path that is mixed with obscuration. Sewa chitawa tang jiniba riba de sumbo de nyam de jitu tugiorwa. Sewa chitawa tang jiniba riba. Shiba de. Sewa chitawa tang jiniba riba. 추진 대비 치고다. 추진 대로. 그래서 세와 chitawa tang jiniba riba. Shiba de.
그래서 누가 봐도 내가 봐도.
아.
누가 봐도.
나와대로. 좀보 네 손보냠도로. 나서.
So Chetawa Chineba Ribi and the Thingabadri. But this is never should be wah.
So the fourth one is the quality of purity of the entity of the path mixed with obscuration. And the fifth one is quality of clarity and knowing the modes and the varieties. Fifth one, I repeat, quality of clarity and knowing the modes and the varieties. Then the sixth one is quality of being antidote to discordant class. Quality of being antidote to the discordant class. And the seven is quality of being true cessation, that is separation from attachment. Quality of being true cessation, that is separation from attachment. And the last one is quality of being true path that separates from attachment. Quality of being true path that separates from attachment. So these are the 8 qualities a Mahāyāna Dharma jewel possesses.
That is Tamboson and Godin in the Eswade, Tamboson the Hakosan, we took you Chitawa in the Sunday maybe, maybe me, not on the battle. Number of maybe, number of maybe in the Tesla, Godiji post. Godiji post. They were Tambotes Godiji post to Tambotella.
So then, when these inequalities are when these qualities are condensed, then they are included into 2. Then the first 3. So the first 3 refers to quality of being inconceivable, quality of lacking karma and afflictions, and quality of lacking discursive thoughts. Then these 3 are included. These 3 are included within the true cessation. Thì cổ tiên là để tu yo rồi.
Đang ngồi đi chỉ được rồi. Rất là nhiều đi sau cả đó. Đã nhiều đi rồi. Ngồi đi chơi đi. Ngồi đi thì có số tiền ngồi đi sử dụng đến đấy. Cái đi chỉ là xong đến làm đi gì sao đó. À đã chào rồi. Nói chỉ ngồi đi bao nhiêu đi phải bác sĩ nó có rồi sao đó. Nói chỉ ngồi đi bao nhiêu đi phải tháp đi đấy đó. Chết tao sao khi giờ sao chết tao cái này bảo ribi đấy đó. Nó sao đó. Để làm rồi. Cái mà đi sử dụng mua gì đấy đó. Nhưng mà đến không sao rồi. This was that
Okay. So then the subsequent 3, which is fourth, 5th, and 6th. So the 4th, just now I said, quality of purity of the entity of the path, right? So maybe it's better to rephrase this. Quality of purity, the entity of the path is unmixed with obscuration. The quality of purity, the entity of the path is unmixed with obscuration. So the quality of purity, 4th, and the 5th one, the quality of clarity, and 6th, quality of being antidote to discordant class. So these 3 are included within the true path. So the first 3 are included within the true cessation. So those are the qualities of separation. And then the subsequent 3, quality of purity, clarity, and being antidote, then these 3 are included within true path.
that is number of the Shima so the land is and Tama you the horror Chadan in the horror. You money the Chaba the Kawashi that can't buy the Kawashi with the together. The Kawashi and the is only the horror.
So tambo sumde pyombo la tu ni ti chima sumde ni ti kiba la tu ya. 8 qualities are condensed. Then the first 3 are included within the 7. Then the subsequent 3 are included within the 5. So the 7 is the true cessation. 7 is true cessation, and the 8 is true path, right? So then the first 3 are included within true cessation, and the subsequent 3 are included within true path.
What is that? Is the answer that the controlling that? 와, 나 근데 근데 무슨 일이 나 저도 지인데 제가 가고 이거 무슨 거야? 이게 내가 제가 가고 이게 제가 돼. 아,
강동로.
가서 거기 가서 와. 거기 가서 근데 근데 지스나 무엇을 지고 다 들어와.
The next is Sangha Jewel. So then the definitions of a Sangha Jewel is an Arya who possesses any of the 8 qualities of knowledge and liberation. I repeat, the definitions of a Sangha Jewel is an Arya who possesses any of the 8 qualities of knowledge and liberation. So you can say this is the definition of a Sangha Jewel, or you can say it's an entity of a Sangha Jewel.
근데 근데 막 이어를 비지를 거리 시고래. 콘서트 근데 근데 대단 근데 근데 생기네. 콘서트 근데 근데 다 파비 간사가 되지. 담보하는 게 되게 와. 그게 그거 되지. 다 연담도 근데 근데 어디에다 안 된다. 당원이시나 연담이 쉬차도 거래 마도 근데 근데 쓰니 봐 자고요. 어디는.
어디는
어디는 아니면 연담도 근데 근데 마도 왜 지금 근데 근데 자고요 말아. 근데 근데 파비 간사 있고 와. 파비 간사 지로 와.
고나 네 고대나 남대나 데 된다며
연담도 근데 근데
gending ko jore.
연담도 근데 근데 연담도 근데 근데 있나. 근데 근데 내 제리스 나와. 예. 근데 근데 내 제리스 안 해마도. 내 저도 근데 근데 나. 그래서 이거 와.
So when Sangha Jewel is divided terminologically, then there are 2: conventional Sangha Jewel and ultimate Sangha Jewel. So when Sangha Jewel is divided terminologically, then there are these 2: conventional and ultimate. So conventional Sangha Jewel is mutually inclusive with Aryas, or you can say a superior persons, and ultimate Sangha Jewel is the truth cessation and true path. So ultimate Sangha Jewel is truth cessation and true path. So why do we say that this Sangha Jewel is divided terminologically? Is because in order to be, so even though the truth cessation and true path is the ultimate Sangha Jewel, however, the Sangha Jewel should be a Arya person, should be an Arya, or should be a superior person.
오지로와 아주 근데 근데 어디 와 대진이 근데 간다 맞아 근데 이제 제가 된다 들어와 나 이제 제가 된 바는 안 들어와 나 간다 데 이제 제가 들어와
연ling 제당 대마.
뭐 이제 제가 된
강롱로.
가루와 가루를 내가 이제 제가 마시고 와
맞아.
이제 막 가루 씌우다 간다 데 진짜 막 지게 기타치니 나기는 취지 받다비신 노데시모 도비서 라미 연데 단디니 시진도와 지들어와 그것을 맞대니 들어와
Here we go to 1.4, 1.15. Yeah. So this verse shows the 8 qualities of a Sangha Jewel. So he says, because the perception of realizing modes, varieties, and inner knowledge is pure, the assembly of the irreversible intelligent ones is endowed with unsurpassed excellent qualities. So this verse in the Sublime Continuum, verse 14, first chapter, verse 14, so he shows the 8 qualities of a Sangha Jewel.
그러나도 인데지를 들다 인데지를 마시오디 타와리 비인데 비님바리 비인데 나리 비인데 양용과 차도 매수 이리비 다비인데 리비인데 조인데 지에세 이래도와
So then, what are these 8 qualities? Then, the quality of knowing the modes. So you can see in the verse that because of perception of realizing modes. So this is the first quality. And the second quality, the first quality is quality of knowing the modes. And the second one is quality of knowing the varieties. Quality of knowing the varieties. The third one is quality of inner knowledge. Quality of inner knowledge. Fourth one is 3 respective qualities of the purity of attachment. obstruction, and inferior. I repeat, 3 respective qualities of the purity of attachment, obstruction, and inferior. So in this can be divided into 3 qualities. So there are 3 respective qualities of the purity of attachment, purity of obstruction, and purity of inferior. So there are 3 qualities here in one sentence. And then the next one is quality of knowledge, and the last one is quality of liberation. 차도 민수. 타바이나디. 민바이나? 용주기 디바로. 근데 사탕 그거서 대해서 그거서 something 한국에서 차이나디 윤지 코나디 시디 근데 메인이나디 용주기 디바로. 디바송기로. So the fourth one, as said, then there is the purity of attachment, purity of obstructions, and purity of inferior, right? So actually these 3, attachment, obstructions, and inferior, also refers to the 3 types of obscurations. The 3 types of obscuration. So attachment refers to afflictive obscuration, and obstruction refers to obscurations to knowledge or knowledge obscuration. Obscurations to omniscience or knowledge obscuration. And inferior, so inferior or low refers to the obscurations of meditative absorption. So it is the purity of these 3 types of obscuration. The purity of attachment refers to afflictive obscuration. Then the second one is obstruction, right? So it refers to knowledge obscuration. And the third one is inferior. So inferior refers to the obscurations of meditative absorption. Yeah. So this is the explanations on the 3 jewels, and we will revisit these 3 jewels again and again in the future. So in the future, then we are going to talk about the causal refuge, and we are going to talk about the resultant refuge. So these 2 types of refuges, also I mentioned this in the past before. So we also talk about in the past. So then we also we are going to talk about the conventional refuge and so forth. So this is what we are going to study in the class in the future. So today we talked about the definitions or the entities of 3 jewels through identifying the entities of the 3 jewels or the definitions of the 3 jewels, and then we also talk about the qualities that respective jewel possesses. So this identification, like the qualities, definitions, and so forth, please keep this in your mind.
leader sometimes. Don't show them a least get show. Not show the leader get show. Then also really shut on with the Sanji resort. Sanji resort. Not my show you. That was a read the show. And the reason that much of a show. The show. I got that Sanji resort. English was not Sanji Kundu church and that Sanji resort. It's a Sanji resort. Sanji resort. Sanji Kundu children, Sanji region was not Sanji region. What there is the resort, Sanji resort. I want to simply Candela Sanji Riti, Yori, the Lanua. Sanji, and being the Sanji Rimi actually almost the World. Candila Sanji Riti, Yori, the World. What does Sanji resort? Reads or comments or that and that you will live. Similar Tama. Sanji Kundu church, Sanji Riti.
So then back to page 13, the first verse in the first chapter. It says Buddha, Dharma, assembly, basic element, enlightenment, excellent qualities, and finally enlightened activities. So these are the objects of expressions in the Sublime Continuum in these treaties. So these are the main objects of expressions. So we have to know what these 7 points are. So then to talk about Buddha. So when we talk about when we talk about basic elements, so when we talk about basic element, we talk about lineage. When we talk about basic element, we talk about lineage. So all sentient beings possess Buddha lineage in their in our continua. All sentient beings possess Buddha lineage in our continua. So then we need to identify the entity of Buddha lineage. So what Buddha lineage is. So then to identify, then we go through the definitions of Buddha lineage. So the definition of Buddha lineage is a phenomenon that is suitable to become a body of a Buddha. I repeat, a phenomenon that is suitable to become a body of a Buddha. So it's the definitions of a Buddha lineage or entity of a Buddha lineage.
Okay. I want to
So we got it. So Buddha, Dharma, assembly, basic element. So the fourth point that we're going to talk about is a basic element. In Tibetan, is called kam. So this kam These come, when we talk about basic element, come in Tibetan, then we also talk about lineage. So lineage, then when we talk about lineage, then we talk about all sentient beings possessed in their continual the Buddha lineage. So in other words, is Buddha lineage pervades the continuum of all sentient beings. So meaning all sentient beings will become Buddha in the future. So all sentient beings will become Buddha in the futures. So in order for all sentient beings to become Buddha in the futures, all sentient beings must have these phenomena in their own continuum, in their own continuum, right? Which is the phenomenon that is suitable to become a body of a Buddha. So in order for all sentient beings to become a Buddha in the future, in the future, then they must possess this phenomenon that is suitable to become a body of Buddha in their continuum, or within their mind. So if sentient being does not, if any sentient being does not possess this ability or this phenomenon that is suitable to become a body of a Buddha, then this particular sentient being wouldn't be able to become a Buddha. So, so we say Buddha lineage pervades the continuum of all sentient beings, means that all sentient beings will become Buddha in the future. So, and in order to become Buddha in the future, then they must have this phenomenon or this ability or this potential within their mind. So in general, when we talk about lineage, so lineage can be applicable in many there are many different types of lineages, such as a royal lineage, such as a the Brahmin, the Brahmin lineage, and the five lineages, and then the lineage of body, speech, and mind, the holy body, speech, and mind. And however, in this context, when we talk about this basic element, so this basic element refers to the Buddha lineage. So we are going. So we stop here. So next class we are going to. We will continue to talk about basic element. So these two verse, which is the first two lines of first verse in the first chapter. So these two lines already indicate, already talk, the entire context of Sublime Continuum are condensed into just these two lines. So we conclude with dedication. We dedicate these roots of virtue to the flourishing of Buddha Dharma and to the excellent happiness of all sentient beings. We also dedicate these roots of virtue to all upholders of Buddha teachings. Mainly His Holiness the Dalai Lama to live eons long, to have excellent health, and may all their enlightened activities and holy wishes be accomplished instantaneously and spread in all directions. We also dedicate these roots of virtue to our beloved teacher, Kyabsha Lama Sopa Rinpoche, and may the unmistaken reincarnations of Rinpoche be swiftly returned and continue to turn the wheel of Dharma for the sake of teachings as sentient beings, so that we will have the opportunity to receive the profound teachings from Rinpoche again. We also dedicate these roots of virtue for world peace, and may excellent happiness prevail in the world. May wars, conflicts, disaster, natural disaster, and pandemic diseases be pacified immediately. In particular, we dedicate these roots of virtue to sentient beings who pass away in the earthquake in Myanmar. So may those, especially the negativities of those deceased, accumulated since beginningless time, be pacified immediately and quickly achieve the state of enlightenment.